Oh, why, hello there. I was just reading this great book about not overthinking. Yeah, I would really recommend it. But that's not what we're here for today. Today, I'm here to interrogate you, isn't that right? Yeah. Well, as this is a professional interrogation, why don't we just cut to the chase? Okay? So I'm going to be asking you questions, and you must respond appropriately with the full truth and nothing but the truth. Do you understand? Okay, wonderful. I will be recording your responses here on a computer, so you will hear me typing. But don't let that distract you from the truth, okay? Now let me get situated, please. Being an intelligent man is very difficult sometimes. I get parched. Alright, so to begin, what is your name? Last. How old are you? Okay, now we'll get into the real questions. If clouds had a taste, what flavor would they be? That is a choice, that's for sure. Alright, number 2. How many ducks do you think live in your shadow at all times? It's a lot more than I expected. Okay. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it gossip about the other trees first? Wonderful. Would you rather fight one horse-sized sandwich or 100 sandwich-sized horses? Wonderful. Moving on. If you could high-five gravity, would it high-five you back, or would it just awkwardly stare at you? Interesting. Why do you think we call it a building if it is already built? Shouldn't we just call it a built? Please, the truth. Hypothetically speaking, if you replaced your car tires with donuts, how far would you be able to drive before you got hungry and ate them? Not much restraint on you, huh? If socks had personalities, do you think the left or the right one would be more dramatic? Why is that? Okay. If you had to give your favorite fruit a backstory, what would it be? Yeah, the whole thing. Wonderful. If you had a pet giraffe, would it fit in your car if you both crouched enough? You must have a large car. Wonderful. Would the ocean still wave at us if it had hands and fingers instead of tides? Or would it ignore us? It's definitely one way to view the glass. Alright. Please imitate how it would sound if the biography of your life was narrated by a rubber duck. This will be an interesting one to try to type out. Thank you. If the socks disappear in the dryer, where do you think they are going? Do you think they're forming a sock army to take over the world someday? Do you have insider information on this? That is rather detailed. Keeping an eye on you. If time was a burrito, how many layers of tortilla would it have? And how much time does a layer of tortilla represent? Dubious. Sorry. I'm reviewing the previous answers to spot a trend. Not seeing anything yet, so we're going to have to ask some more. If you could only speak in riddles, how long would it take before everybody gave up talking to you and refused to communicate? You have experience with this? Rather peculiar. Do you think ghosts and spirits ever get tired of saying boo? And do you think their vocabulary will expand any time in the near future? It's a rather strong opinion to have. If cats could vote and run for office, what would the name of their political party be? Interesting. If you could replace your hair with spaghetti, what kind of sauce would you use to wash it? Marinara or Alfredo? Interesting choice. If you had to describe yourself as a type of cheese, which one would you pick? Nice. If bread had feelings and could tell you, do you think you'd prefer being toasted or staying soft or being a certain type of sandwich or used for a particular reason? Do you think that it prefers the slicing process? Or is that when its genetic line started to degrade? Yeah, I've got some informants that are bred. If time machines were invented, what less popular things would people do, such as using it to skip waiting lines? Alright. Would you trust a robot or AI dog if it barked with a British accent? If you had to replace your bed with a trampoline, how long would you be able to stand it? Rather interesting, rather interesting. If you could only eat food that starts with the letter Q for the rest of your life, how long would you survive, and what would be your favorite dish? Okay. If you were a professional bubble blower, what would your signature move be? It's a long name. Why do we never see turtles and sloths in a hurry? Are they trying to act cool and hide something? How do you know that? Are you friends with some of them? Okay, I'll let the boss know. If your reflection could talk back to you, what would it say the most often? You need to work on that relationship. Seems like a little toxic. If you were invisible for a day, would you use it to prank people, or nap in weird places, or what? What are the smaller, less popular choices? Why do fish always look surprised or angry? If you could only communicate using sound effects, which one would you inevitably overuse the most? Why hasn't anybody invented square or cubicle shaped bananas, apples, pears, etc. for easier packing and transportation? The supply chain would really appreciate it. It sounds like you have your hand in a lot of different bowls. If chairs could talk, do you think they would complain about how people sit on them? Do you think pillows dream about being clouds one day? Interesting. Okay. Well, how was your experience being interrogated today? What would you rank it on a scale of 1 to 10? Rather interesting. So, I don't know what to make of you yet, so I believe you'll have to stick around for a while and have another couple rounds of intense interrogation like this. It's a good thing that you won't be going anywhere anytime soon, so you'll see me again soon. Don't worry about that. I'm sure I've sufficiently fried your brain for now, but do prepare yourself. I will get all the information out of you that I need. This is only the start. So with that, I've got a book to finish up. Now don't overthink things. I'll be back.